Alright, here's another battle report. This time I'm facing my friend Chad's Dogs of War list. I don't remember what all the units are because there's a lot of special characters with Dogs of War. But going over his list quickly, he had a unit of 5 heavy cav. They're not villains, venerators, it's just heavy cav. Behind the trees there's Bjorg's Bearmen. I think there's 20 in that unit. Then he's got 20 pikemen. They're special pikemen. Then he's got his paymaster and his bodyguard. And the bodyguard have been upgraded with +1 armor. So they're a 4+ armor save, strength 5 halberd unit. Also he put in there his level 4, which gets an extra spell, and he gets an extra power die every time he tries to cast using shadow. Then we got another unit of pikemen. It's another special unit. And then we got 8 ogres with great weapons. Long drawn slayer pirates, 10 of them. A cannon, 2 hot pots, another unit of 5 heavy cav, and he scattered his 10 duelists. My list is the same as before. So basically I have the plague priest in on the furnace, and he needed a plague monks, warp lightning cannon, clan rats, slaves, storm vermin with warlord and battle standard bearer. My doom flayer, another unit of slaves, clan rats with the seer, abomination, warp lightning cannon, 8 Jezzails, and then I scouted my gutter runners. Hindsight, I probably should have just done the sneaking advance with them since he had so much artillery, but well, we'll see how it goes. And he won the first turn, so on to turn 1. Alright, Dogs of War turn 1. He moved up a little bit, as you see. Magic, he enfeebled my abomination by 1 strength. That was pretty much all of his magic got through. The cannon targeted the abomination, and I think he didn't wound him. He rolled a 1 to wound. The duelist shot him and actually did do 1 wound. The hot pots both fired at I think the clan rats with the seer, but they both scattered badly. Yeah, that was it for his turn 1. On to Skaven turn 1. Okay, started off with charging my slaves into his duelists. They stayed in shot, killed a couple. Whole thing boiled down. I won combat by musician, but he stuck and stayed. I moved my gutter runners up and so I could sling his slayer pirates. Probably should have slung war machine, but oh well. Targeted both my cannons at his ogres. First one only did like a couple wounds, and then the second one hit dead center and killed 4. So that was good. The Jezzails combined to kill 2 knights on the right unit. I was hoping for a little bit better out of them, but that's good. Magic phase. I tried to cast Plague. I think he scrolled it or diced it or whatever, and I got off. Blessed with Filth on my furnace. I think, yeah, he dice stopped Plague and Dispel scrolled my 13th spell. So, on to turn 2. Alright, turn 2. He opened up with declaring a charge from his ogres at my gutter runners. I chose to flee. Promptly rolled double 1s, and so I went a whole 3 inches away. It was an easy 9-inch, so he had to roll a 3 or better to run him down. So there was my gutter runners. His knights on the right charged my Jezzails. Standing shot, took 1 down. He killed 2 in combat. I needed like a 3 to stay or something like that. So they broke, and he chose to stay and reform. I didn't run off the board, but I was close. Magic, he miasma'd my slaves to lower their weapon. He did the big version, so he lowered their weapon skill and initiative. That way the duelists would go before the slaves. Yeah, other than that, the magic was pretty uneventful. I think he pulled my scroll this turn. He shot at my abomination with his cannon, got the wound, rolled 6 wounds, and so he killed the abomination, and he did not come back nor got any rat swarms from him. So abomination gone, turn 2. That sucks. Hot pot targeted my storm vermin. One scattered off into the slaves. The other one hit the storm vermin. Only lost a couple guys. Wasn't too bad. And he marched his cav between my units and didn't fail any dangerous terrain tests to get at the other cannon. And there we go. On to Skaven turn 2. Okay. I charged my clan rats into the duelist to help out my slaves. They were staying there way too long. The Jezzails failed to rally and ran off the board. My cannons targeted infantry and killed a whole bunch. Killed a lot of his bodyguard unit and a lot of the right pikeman unit. Marched up with my plague furnace to set up some flank charges or make him charge it. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So on to Dogs of War turn 3. Alright, Dogs of War turn 3. This is where some things got a little interesting. The knights both charged my cannons. The knights on the right broke it and ran it down. Knights on the left. One combat, I needed a 5 to stay, failed it. He chose to reform. But before that, his Bjorg's Bearman declared a charge on my wonderful slave unit. And I chose to flee, so I fled through my storm vermin. I don't care about slaves. Then he chose to redirect into my clan rats. So I chose to flee there, knowing it would give me an easy flank charge with my plague monks. So that I could then charge my storm vermin into the flank of his pikes and hopefully overrun and get 2 combats with my plague furnace. That was my plan. Let's see if it worked out. His magic phase, he reduced the strength of my plague monks by 3. He reduced the toughness of my storm vermin by 2. The hot pots both targeted the storm vermin. One scattered to kill some slaves. The other one killed quite a few storm vermin. When they need 3s to wound on 21 hits, it was it was pretty good. So on to Skaven turn 3. All right, so a lot of good and bad happened on Skaven turn 3. Charges. I got my charge, easy charge with my plague furnace into Bjorg's Bearman in the flank. The storm vermin had to make a slightly long charge, needed to roll an 8 to get to the flank of the pikemen. Was successful in that charge. Magic was a bust again. So I fought the combat with my plague furnace first. Won combat by like 5 or 6, even though I was strength 3. Broke the bearmen. They ran through my storm vermin, but I only rolled a 3-inch pursuit, so I didn't hit his pikemen in the front at the same time as my storm vermin were in the flank. Didn't turn out too bad. My storm vermin were able to beat the pikemen in the flank pretty easily. I chose to reform rather than pursue because I knew he had more stuff to the side. He rolled double 1s for his flee roll. So the one time I should have pursued, I didn't. In the times when I did pursue, I couldn't catch him. So make matters worse, my other clan rats failed to rally and ran right to the edge of the board. I turned my clan rats to face the onslaught of the ogres. Kept targeting. I got off the 13th spell on this turn and eliminated some guys, but I miscast and lost the 13th spell, plague, and cloud of corruption off them. So now I have a level 1 Grey Seer. That hurt me for the rest of the game. So the only spell left he has is Wither, and so he kept trying to put that on the ogres. Yep. So on to turn 4. Alright, so Dogs of War turn 4. Yeah, all of his stuff rallied, so they turned to face me how they wanted. The ogres charged in to my clan rats, killed a few. I actually did finish off an ogre before they got to fight, so he got less attacks in. He won combat, but I was leadership 10, so I stuck. The slaves getting charged by the pikemen surprised everybody by holding. I lost a couple, but with the BSB and leadership 7 right there, I held pretty well. He tried to charge the flank of my storm vermin with his cav. That was the only charge he declared on them this round, and didn't do it. So on to Skaven turn 4. Alright, Skaven turn 4. My furnace charged into the pikemen that had rallied and faced him. I think I lost my plague priest on this one. I used my plague banner to reroll hits and wounds. He's got like 7 guys left. He fled. I pursued. He rolled 1 inch higher than I did. I couldn't run anything down this game. My storm vermin ran into Bjorg's Bearman. My general challenged Bjorg. That we were in this challenge till the end of the game, basically. Couldn't hurt each other. Couldn't hit each other. That was the problem. I could hit. I couldn't wound because he's toughness 5. I'm only strength 4. He couldn't hit because needing 4s to hit. It was just bad. I won combat, but I think he rolled like a 3 or whatever he needed to stay. So it was a lucky roll on his part. My clan rats beat the ogres by 1. They failed it and beat feet. We forgot to remove his standard. Makes a small difference later, but not really. Yeah, so on to Dogs of War turn 5. Alright, forgot to mention on Dogs of War turn 4, one of his hot pots misfired and killed itself. So on his turn, yeah, he charged knights into my flank, killed the slaves, ran them down, or actually wiped out the slaves and chose to overrun. Something like that. Charged my flank with his Paymaster's Bodyguard. Ogres failed to rally and kept running, and he brought his other 2 knights around to get in the way. Did a lot of damage, but I was still steadfast due to having more ranks. So I was steadfast on a 9 and made my check. On to Skaven turn 5. Alright, Skaven turn 5. I forgot to mention that last turn he got off Occam's Mindrazor on the Bjorg's Bearman, and he reduced my strength on the Storm Vermin. So it really made a difference in that combat. On my turn, I charged his pikemen with my Plague Furnace and then overran past him. I wiped him out completely. Brought my clan rats back to help engage in the center, figuring the ogres are gone. I removed the -1 strength debuff on my storm vermin. I killed enough around me I lost combat, but no one had any ranks, and I had 1 rank left, so I stuck again. Hopefully I can last till the bottom of turn 6 to turn this around. On to Dogs of War turn 6. Alright, Dogs of War turn 6. He charged his other 2-man unit of knights into the flank of my storm vermin. His cannon shot the plague furnace out. So I just replaced it with a different unit. I didn't want to spend the time taking it all apart. His ogres rallied, but they shouldn't have because his standard should have been dead. That's the only part that made a difference. In the challenge, I put another wound on Bjorg, but I think he reduced my weapon skill by 2. I think that's what he did there. So the combat went on again. I held. This has just been a grind in the center. So on to Skaven turn 6. Okay, final turn, Skaven turn 6. Made a couple decisions. I charged my Plague monks, the goblins are my plague monks. Into the rear of Bjorg's Bearman to eliminate him. I think I should have charged him into the flank of his paymaster. I had a lot of attacks already going on the Bearman. Charged my clan rats into his pikemen. I was so surprised that 10 pikemen held off 20 clan rats. But oh, hey, it happens. My storm vermin, so I won combat. He didn't break anywhere. It basically came down to points. The scenario we were kind of playing was King of the Hill, so that's why we kind of kept fighting on the hill. He had more points left on the hill than I did, so he won that, and it was a little better than a draw, so I think he got a minor victory on points. All in all, it was a complete grind of a game. Very fun. I always love playing against Chad. A couple tactical errors on my side. I don't think he really did anything wrong on his. So, great. Thanks for watching. There'll be... I have a big tournament coming up with 5 games. Going to play this list there, and then I am going to switch off to Skaven after those 5 games. So, hope you keep watching and make comments. And thanks for watching.